Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Friday Sit Rep. We got another epic rollout ready to hit brickmania.com, including the new F-35, the Karl-Gerät, a whole bunch of other stuff to dig into, a couple of new minifigures as well. So without further ado, let's dive into the design room, take a look at what Brickmania was up to this week. All right, we're checking in once again with Dan Siskin for a pair of kits releasing this week. One of them is his design, the other one he was the project manager for. Let's kick things off with the F-35A though, because this is pretty exciting as it completes the trifecta of Brickmania F-35. So now all of them have been made into kit form.
Right, so this is the F-35A. It's not done by me. I didn't design this. This is Timothy Falter, and he actually took based this heavily on Cody's F-35C, brought it back down to the wing size, everything back down to the Air Force specification. So no arrestor. It does have the arrestor hook housing, but there's no arrestor hook on
Sure,
this thing.
got it.
And the arrestor hook housing is just actually integrated into the stand. So we're back to having a stand with the F-35. So this edition will have an aircraft stand. It's the classic Brickmania design that we've used over and over and over again.
Perfect.
But it does integrate fully with this model. It works great. You can take it off the stand, no problem. It'll set on its wheels. Does have full landing gear retract. Does have the missile bay on the bottom. Let me pick this thing up. Yes. So you can see we have one missile bay open. We'd have one actual missile in there. Landing gear. The landing gear fold up. It's kind of tricky on these rear ones. Mm-hmm. They're not going to fold up right inside like the way you would expect them to. There's just the nacelle here is just not big enough. Mm-hmm. So you might have to do some clever, like just shove it in there, pull the wheel off the thing and shove it in there, and just don't even bother.
There are ways to make it work.
Right, there are. It's just the shape of the plane versus how the limitations of Lego. I didn't want to get too heavily involved in modifying somebody else's design. So this again is Timothy Falter did the work on this. All I did is bring it into the production cycle, make sure that the printing all gets done. So you are seeing a couple of the printed pieces on here.
No stickers on this.
Not at all. And this thing's 1 million printed pieces. So like every warning label, every you have all of the sensor things that the sensor areas. They all have like hexagons around this, just the way that the actual plane is. There will be insignia. It actually has the unit insignias. This is involved in 3 different units, so this thing is like pretty highly decorated. Mm-hmm. All those will be printed. We just haven't got them done. We just printed the ones that were new and unique pieces, crossing seams, things like that. So it will have printing top and bottom. It's pretty sweet inside and out.
Obviously comes with the updated Stealth Pilot minifigure as well. I can see you got a Test Ninja rocking that awesome 3D printed.
Right. This is actually Doesn't this go the other way? I'm looking at it going, there's something wrong with this canopy. So if you look at, come on this side, you might be able to see it. We're like getting the canopy printing. So previously we had a sticker around the canopy, and this time we're actually printing right on it. That is such a unique shape, and getting it into our printers to get it printed is a challenge. Slam's been working hard, and I think we have it down, so we're gonna get that printed. Of course, the F-35A has a unique canopy, and when we get back to doing the C, we're gonna have to print it a different way. So it's that'll be something that we'll deal with next year. We'll kick that can down the road for the next one. So awesome. This is what you get here.
Definitely fits into the Wunderwaffe vibe, even though it maybe wouldn't be for Germany, but definitely an incredible military.
It is the most advanced jet fighter out there. Mm-hmm. It's still having teething problems, but even still, the electronics on it, everything with it is just amazing. Even what it can do now is great. When it's all fully operational, it'll be even more mind blowing. So I'm having a great time working on it. And the guy who designed this actually is involved in the program, so I can't tell you that much more. He can do that.
Crazy. Awesome to see. Now available for pre-order on brickmania.com. The last one to finish up the trifecta, if you've been collecting the Brickmania F-35s, it is definitely a must-get. But then we also have the Fritz X, and this is a Dan Siskin creation for Wunderwaffe. This one's a straight-up release, no pre-order here. The Ninja represents the Luftwaffe crewman that is going to come with this kit.
It will come with a Luftwaffe crewman. He'll be wearing coveralls, and he'll have a unique Luftwaffe field cap,
Very,
side
very
cap on.
cool. So what's the story behind the Fritz X?
So Fritz X was like the first really like remote controlled bomb. So so this was a radio controlled bomb. It'd be dropped by either HE 111 or Dornier 217, right? Yeah. So I think they trialed it with one, and in reality, it was the Dornier that ended up dropping this.
Sure.
So most famously, I mean, it's a radio controlled bomb. The first time it was ever used in combat, nobody knew what it was. It just dropped a bomb, big, huge bomb, and it missed the ship completely. But they did finally hit the first American ship. The first casualty was an American ship outside of Salerno during the Italy invasions. The biggest success it had with the Fritz X was actually against the Italian Navy. So when Italy surrendered, the Italian fleet tried to sail to North Africa to escape being captured by the Germans. And the Roma, famous, it's a big, gigantic Italian battleship, was hit by a couple of these things, just blew up.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there's such a huge bomb to begin with, but with armor, it's like an armor-piercing shell that's guided right in, hit the magazine, detonated it, ship blew up, lots of casualties.
Yeesh.
One of the worst naval tragedies of the war, actually. And it was kind of sad because that was just actually when Italy was getting out of the war.
Right, exactly. So, trying to make sure you can't go use those things for the Allies now, I suppose.
Right. It was the Germans. The thought of the Germans controlling the Italian Navy was
right.
That would have been a terrible tragedy. So that's what the Germans are after. Germans said if we can't have it, we're not going to let the Allies have it either. Yeah. So there will be some printed pieces. The tail fins do have some unique printing on it. We just don't have those yet. They're still coming through. And of course, there's little flares. So when you see these things, there's pictures of these things in flight. It looks like it's a rocket because there's actually kind of an exhaust gas coming out of it. It's not a rocket at all. It's actually a flare, and that's so when the pilot or the bombardier of the mother plane that drops this, you can imagine it's a bomber way up here. This thing's dropping. He has to be able to actually see this thing
where it's going,
because he's got a little joystick and he's guiding it into the
where it should hit.
The target. So, and it does come with this nice little trolley. So, there's a few copies of this in museum. It does have this exact trolley on it, so just copy that as well. Very, very neat. So if you want to tow it behind your Jeep or your Deuce and a Half, you can tow it around, or more appropriately, your Opel Blitz.
Excellent. Well, a heck of a check-in with a new pre-order for the F-35A and the Fritz X as a new release. Dan, as always, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, so we're checking in with Nate. And Nate, what is this monstrosity that you have sitting on your desk?
This is the Karl-Gerät. It was a German heavy mortar.
Yes.
Heavy
siege mortar.
Heavy siege mortar that was used by the Germans. There were only 6 built. They were finished around 1940 and 1941. Most prominently used in the Siege of Sebastopol. I believe they were used a little bit on the Western Front near the end of the war because they were there was the last bridge to Germany. They were trying to and the Americans already got a hold of it, so just throwing everything at them. They were shooting them with this. They actually tried to hit the Americans with an Arado, but this is the one we are focusing on. This one was specifically based off of the Ava model, but it's low-key right now, so let's go with that.
Yes, well, and that's the optional sticker pack. Everything on here is printed, but you have customization options.
Yeah, Ava will be sorry. Ava will be printed. These gears will be printed. There's gonna a little panel over here is gonna be printed.
And we have a little example already. Some test printing coming together. Yeah, look at that. Awesome.
Yeah, well, this model isn't just looks either. So, you actually observe. Oops. Well, okay. Let's move Karl, Gunter, Helm, and Richthofen out of here. So basically, there's the opening breech. Ignore the paper clip. Oh, I'm sorry. You open it through here. This end. You take this. You push in the You push in the round.
That's really cool.
You close the breech, and then there will be a proper wheel for it to do it, but you can move the shell like this, and bang!
Look at that, it's even got recoil, that's crazy.
And much like the real thing, you would actually have to
You got to bring it back to even, right?
Yeah, you got to bring it back to even to actually just take the shell out and reload. There's also the little weird not driver's hatch.
And then show me that suspension trick too.
Oh yeah, let's see. So
this is crazy cool. Look at that. Couple hung up in the middle.
Yeah, I couldn't get all of them geared up.
It happens, but that's awesome.
And you do kind of have to cheat to use your finger in the front to hold it up, but that's simply because this thing is heavy. This is like the heaviest thing I've had to work on so far.
Still an absolutely epic.
Kind of rolls like this, which the ironic thing is, when it's like this, it's kind of hard to roll, but when you have it lowered in the firing position, rolls just fine.
Oh, and right on a desk too. That's impressive. Usually you need that little friction from the carpet, but that works really, really well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised how well that works.
Very cool. So obviously comes with a bunch of printing, the custom stickers, and then one minifigure.
Yeah, only one minifig. Don't ask the print department to put 20 minifigs in this.
Not to mention, don't ask people who want to afford this thing to put 20 minifigs
exactly.
in it necessarily. So.
We have Barbarossa guys already. Just buy a bunch of those.
There you go. There you are.
Or hey, sticker pack.
Or sticker pack, exactly. Available right now on pre-order on brickmania.com. Hey, thanks for checking in. Bang.
And last but certainly not least, we got a whole bunch of minifigures dropping on brickmania.com, so I got Landon joining me in studio to take a closer look at them. These Navy dress whites are here for the U.S. Navy's birthday on October 13th. Been a while since we've had these updated, and we didn't have any updated to the modern specs, so we needed to make sure that we had them included in the lineup. As you can see, variety of flesh tones and genders available for you to choose from. These make great gifts, don't they, man?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very sharp looking. We even had the printers do an extra hit of gloss on those shoes, so they are shiny. They're nice.
Shiny
Very
shoes.
slick, very slick.
If you're going to be in your dress whites, you've got to be
Absolutely.
looking awful clean, and I'd say these minifigures fit the bill right there.
Brand new cover and hairpiece as well for that.
3D printing, gotta love the accuracy that brings to the minifig game. Speaking of accuracy, let's move on over to the Navajo Code Talker because Landon is very excited about the helmet.
Yes. Okay, yeah, let's start with the helmet for sure. We actually, Evan in customer service, he's a history buff. He collects, buys and sells. He actually brought in a sample, he brought in a USMC World War II helmet cover in that frog skin camo. Reversible, so Navajo Code Talker. He's got the beach side out, and in real life that thing can flip inside out, and you got the, there's like the jungle side, so it's a different color paths.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that one actually is on the flamethrower guy, so that's coming out later. But this side has the beach camo. Just the standard, it's that pattern. Again, I just based this thing as close as I could to that helmet. Try to get the colors dialed in as close as possible. It's the most accurate helmet we've ever produced. Maybe the most accurate one out on the market. It's awesome. I love it. Backpack, brand new backpack. That's got in that back. It's in the radio backpack, obviously. Yep. And you have this really chunky looking zipper open up on the side there. Kind of get that nice look to it. There's some famous photographs that we're kind of basing things off of. So
Sure.
Brand new uniform, and that's that kind of in that Lego sand green color we're choosing there for the marine utilities. Nice salty look to it. And he's got his headphones. He's got his little handheld mic tucked into his pistol belt there. And overall, what else we got? There's just so much stuff on this guy. It's Marines, World War II. Oh, it's pretty awesome. Got the combat knife on one side, pistol on the other. On the back, I actually did opt to make just a quick representation of this backpack because there's lots of there's some connecting pieces, like straps and whatnot, that I didn't want it just floating on the back, right, if that makes sense. So I do have a simple version of that backpack, kind of closed up though, if you want to opt to use either this backpack with it or without it. It's up to you.
Very, very cool.
But yeah.
There you have it for Indigenous Peoples Day on the 11th, the Navajo Code Talker, a highly requested minifig now available on brickmania.com. Landon, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
Okay, so that should just about do it for the Friday sit rep. Like I said, remember coming up on Veterans Day, we are going to have that 11% off sale on the website, and then we'll have the double down in our retail stores. I know we had kind of an impromptu sale this last weekend. That was Dan's initiative, so sorry we didn't get much of a heads up on that, but we do have a heads up for the one coming up on the 11th. So make sure to mark that on your calendars, take advantage of that. Once again, 11% off online, and then if you are a military veteran or active service member, potential of 22% off in our retail location. So that'll be super awesome. A lot of cool stuff coming out in November. Otherwise, that will do it. Stay tuned this weekend for a nice preview of the Monday sit rep. We'll probably get that up on Saturday or Sunday or so. Lots of cool stuff ready to hit the web for Monday, including a whole bunch of minifigures, like half dozen minifigs for a Monday. That is not bad. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching.